tell me about the Iceman and his breathing techniques.
Ah.
You never did, and I feel like it's a problem.
Well, I hesitate to try to teach it to you just yet because I don't know if I fully understand it just quite.
Yes.
But if you Google the Iceman, there's a couple of
A
definitely
couple
good
techniques.
things on it. I saw the one that was on Vice. There's a that HBO special, but essentially he you kind of breathe in. It's all through your mouth, full breath, but only like a half an exhale.
Okay.
And you're supposed to do that 30 times in the morning, and then you completely exhale and you hold your breath. And then you hold your breath for a minute or more.
If you can.
If you can. Then you take a deep breath in after you like you're like, oh good Lord, I can't go any longer. Deep breath in and hold it for about 15 seconds. Then you do another round of 30 and you try to go to a minute and a half or longer. Then you do another round and you try to hold it for more than 2 minutes if you can.
Wow.
I've gotten to 2 minutes a couple times, and then you go take a cold shower because you feel like you're half dead.
Oh.
But I've started taking the cold showers.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm going to do a 30-day experiment, see how I feel.
Yeah, that's cool. So what does that mean? Just a cold shower in the morning, or?
Cold shower in the morning, no hot water. You go in, and the idea. This one I've heard before, but again, I hesitate to say this is the gospel. My understanding is when you take a cold shower, your body forms more brown fat.
Brown?
Yeah, so you get more brown fat. So the other, like the white fat, the one that gets in between your organs and is the one that causes all the health problems.
Uh-huh.
Brown fat is actually I think it's actually it takes energy. So it's a kind of increases your metabolism, and
Okay.
it's a lot healthier for you. So like you think of Eskimos, and they have a lot of brown fat.
I've never heard brown fat in my life.
Yeah. Well, it's a new concept to me also, which is why I say I wouldn't bet the bank on. But when you watch the show, they talk about the real problem with the fat is when it gets around your organs.
Oh.
It starts causing you get a fatty liver and you get a fatty, heart, and you get all those kind of your organs are fat.
Oh.
And that's when you start having health problems apparently. All I know is I had a weekend and I was off plan. I knew I was going to be off plan, and I was down to 180 in the morning. And yesterday was at 187.
Wow.
It's just from carbs. But
Yeah.
today I was down to 182.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll lose that quickly.
And so I'm back on plan. 5, like within one, but I was up all night peeing. It's like it was just flushing all the sugar out of my system.
That's funny. Well, that's all right. That's good. And you had a good weekend too, so that makes it worth it.
But so just on what I understand about the Iceman piece of it is you control your autonomic nervous system better, and you don't get sick. Essentially, your body responds better to illness and to pain points. Right?
Well, that I like.
I don't know this. The people, quite honestly, scientists aren't quite sure of the science of what this guy's doing. But you watch him, he goes sits in a tub of ice. They fill up ice, and he's just like.
How did he discover this then?
His
how do you know him?
His wife died, and he was basically searching for some meaning.
Oh.
and started working on his breath. And he lived in like Holland and started doing ice baths and swimming in ice. I mean, he'll swim underneath the ice in Holland. Like he'll cut holes and he'll swim for 7 minutes underwater. And freezing cold water pop up and be like, "Hello, how you doing?" It's crazy.
That's insane.
Right. He will. I mean, it's. But I mean, you see the picture of it. He climbed. He climbed Mount Everest, not to the peak, but he climbed one of the peaks of Everest in shorts. In shorts, no shoes. And one of the favorite images is like there's a Sherpa there looking at him. All,
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing, you idiot? You can sense like who is this alien that's walking around with no shoes, no shirt? Just,
You know what? I have really no desire to do any of that cold stuff, but I'm like, that's a great idea of our example of the power of the brain. I wonder what I should pick. You know, can I stand in fire or levitate or something? I'd like to levitate, I guess.
and well, I did that recently, or my daughter did.
Yeah, I know you were telling me.
No, but look, it's. I don't know. I mean, when you hear something more than once, I figure, and it piques your curiosity.
Yeah.
Then I figure I ought to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a guy. It was at work. It was 2 years ago. Was talking about he was taking cold showers. He was talking a little bit about this. He didn't talk about the breathing at all. But I was like, oh, all right. Well, that's kind of weird. All right. Then I run into this other guy who talks about, well, I do this breathing technique, and then I'm like, all right, well, the breathing technique is interesting. Oh, and then of course you take a cold shower. I'm like, all right, who is this? And then it's like I heard 3 times. When I hear something 3 times, it's like the universe is telling me something. So
Yeah. Can you start with a hot shower and then end with it cold? Can you end with it hot? That's rough, man. At least you're starting in the summer.
well, yeah, I actually used. If I had more time this morning, I was jumping in our pool without it, our hot tub without it being heated.
Yeah.
It's about 76 degrees, and I'm like, this isn't really a big deal. I go, but when it comes wintertime, that's going to be a big. I'm going to be like, oh.
Yeah. That's about the best way I could do it right now is if I had a pool to jump into that was cold.
Yeah.
But
I mean, look, it's definitely on the weirder side of things, but one thing I do know is that people who have, I know the sports guys, a lot of times they take cold baths for after games for the anti-inflammatory piece of it. So,
yeah.
I've had the foot problems. I'm like, is this the universe telling me that this is a way for me to help with, the inflammation that's, I'm having with or the problems I'm having with my feet? I don't know. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I can do it. I can do it for 30 days.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be like, wow, that was great. Or like, I don't know.
What day are you on now? 3?
This is day 3.
Day 3?
Yep.
Let me shut this. Come on, girls. Let's get out of here. I'll be out when this is over. 190. Thank you. Oh, well, keep me posted, man. Yeah, the breathing's come up a lot for me, and I started yoga.
Yeah.
So yoga's been good, and that's all about breathing. Everyone's like, it's more about breathing and being present than it is really stretching. That's just the benefit of it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're used to competitive sports where you're pushing yourself, and yoga is about relaxing into poses. Like,
Yeah.
you should never be in yoga. You should never be like, you should be like, okay, and I'm holding it, and that kind of stuff. I'm
like that a little bit.
In the beginning, I was too, and they're like, I had the person like, relax, do these kind of things, but it's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, it makes me feel out of shape. I'll tell you that. I mean, there's some poses. There's some poses. I'm like, I don't even know. I can't barely breathe, let alone deep breathing. I'm like, I'm surviving right now in this position.
Yeah.
So no, but it's good. I like it. It's a good start so far. So
Yeah. Oh, I got I've got this thing for hot yoga, and I try doing that. You want to talk about kicking your ass?
yeah.
Try doing yoga in a room that's 102 degrees or whatever it is. All it is, it's like I'm gonna be in a sauna and try not to pass out.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds. I'll get to that at some point. I'll try it, but right now we're doing it in my bedroom.
I don't know if I need to know about your downward dogs. Thank you. Although, if you set up the Zoom meeting, I'd be willing to critique.
Yeah. We just slip one of those videos in there. I got to meet Xander's mom yesterday.
Okay.
That's weird, isn't it?
Via Skype or?
No, in person. I told my wife, she was asking me all these questions. I go, no, I know. It's like I have more questions than I do answers now. She is friends with this guy, Dr. Pierce, who lives in Albuquerque and runs like a guidance center, I think mainly for kids and families. And Xander's always talked about him being one of his mentors, and all this. And it was like, okay, well, he finally introduced us on an email to meet up. So I went and met him yesterday, and Xander's mom was there. And I'm like, oh, do you live in Santa Fe or what do you do? And she's like, no, I live in San Diego. And I'm like, okay. And so apparently she's been working for this guy for 10 years and she commutes from San Diego to New Mexico in some manner. I don't know what that means. Like that she stays for 3 weeks and goes home for one or what, but she claims that she lives in San Diego and just has a house out here to help him while they work. And so I guess she's some sort of therapist too or something. I don't know. I didn't get to talk to her very long because she had to run out, but I was like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of strange, but he was a good guy, man. It was good to talk to him because he's the one that got Xander on Jack Canfield. And, he runs his guidance center. So it was nice talking to him a little bit. So,
is there any possibility of you working with him?
No, I don't think so much. He's more clinical, state-run programs, and you got to be licensed counselors and everything. But maybe down the road, I could maybe do some sort of. I think he does trainings. He trains people in certain things, and he's launching his own program of some sort that he's hoping to go national. And he's actually flying to Boston in a week or two to put that out there. So who knows? Maybe some sort of like training. Nothing at his business though, because like I said, he's dealing with troubled kids and suicide kids and all that stuff. So that's out of my realm right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that was interesting. And Xander's mom is brown, like she's Hispanic or something. I mean, really brown. Like I'm like, Xander's really white to be your kid, but
it's like, is Chris your father, Xander?
Right? Yeah, there has to be something to offset her brownness to make you look white, man. So, like I said, I got more questions than I have answers.
Yeah. All right. So, how are you feeling?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking to Dr. Pierce yesterday. He had a good thing. He was kind of like, well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing the Jack Canfield stuff? And, I was just kind of telling him, I was like, I just want to inspire people and, help them live better lives. And I'm tired of hearing the living the dream talk and all that. And he really was like, get really clear on like how or why you want to inspire them. Because he's like, you can inspire people in a lot of different ways. Inspire them to vote, inspire them to eat better, inspire them to blah, 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 and all that. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of an interesting way to put it. Like, the specific, because he's like, once your heart's behind it and it's just like he's like, things just fall into place. He goes, it's amazing how things fell into place for me starting this business. And he's like, it just went. He's like, it was law of attraction, like Canfield to the T. Everything just kept coming up. And he said, and plus the more you're reading and you're doing and you're on top of it, he's like, you're ready for life's opportunities. He goes, I've seen a lot of times where people don't take the opportunity not because they fail at it. He goes, they just don't recognize it because they're unprepared. And I was like, I like that a lot too, you know. So yeah, he had some good things to say, and you know, if that thing just keeps coming up with clarity because I'm like, I know in here, I know in my, you know, I feel that I want it, what I'm doing. I said, I'm just still developing how to articulate it and how to say it. And he goes, yeah, he goes, you know, that's the first step. You just, because, you know, your part of your mind that feels isn't the part of the mind that speaks. So sometimes you kind of know what you want to do, but you know, you have that loss of words.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you know, he goes, that's good, but just keep writing. He's like, if I were you, you know, I would, because I told him about my kids. He goes, I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning and I would just write as best I can, and just garbage. You know, it doesn't have to be anything specific. Just journal, write, at least sit there and think about it while you're fresh. And so I think I'm going to take him up on that and try to keep waking up 10 minutes earlier until it feels good. Because I started waking up at like 5:15, but then my baby started waking up at 5:30. So it's like I had absolutely zero time, and my wife goes and works out in the morning. So it's like I have to tend to the children right away. And and then sometimes, you know, I'm sure you're similar. At night at like 9, you're tired, you know, like mentally exhausted. So
Well, I literally sat down after I got home, got the kids home last night. We sat down to watch Colbert. Halfway through it, I'm like, I mean, I was cooked, but I mean, I had a full day. I mean, I had, you know, I had gotten up early, you know, and gotten to work, worked out. I had done my ritual in the morning. I had, you know, I got to figure out what that time frame is. I gotten up, did my breathing exercise, jumped in the cold pool, showered, prepared my lunch. It's all those little pieces that I could get tighter. You know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of, you know, I haven't systemized it.
yeah,
So it's sort of, I don't know if it's necessarily good, bad, or indifferent. It's just, you know, I'm just kind of moving through the morning and go, time to go. And I worked a long day, a little longer than I normally work. Worked out, got home, picked up the kids from karate, came home, made dinner because my wife had a headache. Got all the stuff going, gave the food to the kids, sat down. I mean, and by the time I sat down, and it was 7 when we started, you know, so we were having like we like to watch Colbert, the talk shows, and we're watching the talk show, and you know, halfway through, I'm like, hon, I'm going to bed.
yeah, that sounds like a knock at Colbert.
Yeah, so I start brushing my teeth, and then I wake up, and I'm like, start to wake up, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go squeeze the kids because we got to squeeze the kids.
Sure.
Came back, and then, you know, I was asleep, but it was easier for me to get up this morning. You know, I woke up probably 4:30, just kind of, but I was having a lot of good thoughts on my leadership talk that I'm going to be giving. So it's just kind of taking those moments to let that kind of stuff work itself through to my brain. But it's really just it's figuring out the time you're going to write.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I really do good, and like I said, I'm fortunate because of my sales job. You know, every other day, I'm not in the office, so I have some more flexibility, and I can usually carve out at least an hour, you know, or extend my lunch hour a little bit. So that's nice too. And it is. I find it's better if I can do it sometime before noon. If I can do it before noon, it's good. So.
Yeah, a lot of it I think is the reason why I think the morning is a good piece, and I have to really think about maybe moving my schedule up. Just say, because I was going to use 5 as my wake up time, and maybe just make it 4:30.
Yeah.
4:30. I'm going to get up, drink my water, sit down, start writing for at least half an hour, and then get up and do my routine at 5. You know?
I know it's like 4:30 so early though, because like, what do you have to go to bed at like 8:30 to get 8 hours of sleep? 9:30 at the latest, you would think.
Yep.
So,
but I mean,
yeah,
I'm finding truthfully at night, what am I doing at night that's really productive? And I'm not, you know, it ends up being, for me at least anyway, it's, you know, my wife got in this. We just got in the habit of watching Colbert at night. But then it turns into what else is on, and then you watch. Well, let's watch Jimmy Fallon. Let's watch it, and it becomes an hour. And I'm falling asleep. So I might as well just go to bed. Just say, okay, kids are going to bed. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm going to bed. Read my book. Focus on the things that I want to do in the morning. Let your subconscious work on all that stuff, as opposed to what weirdness Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. and the rest of his cohorts are doing.
Yeah. Is your wife into watching like videos at all? Like on YouTube, like a Tony Robbins or anything like that? Anything along the lines of that?
Yeah, she is. She is.
I started doing that if I remember, I'll watch videos that make me feel good. And then as I'm watching them, I'm kind of thinking of my goals and stuff, and then I like turn it off, and so I kind of go to bed with a good feeling. So I don't know. I know it's an interesting thing to do.
Now, do you have a vision board?
Yeah, vision wall.
You do?
Yeah, I use the wall.
Is it it's in your bedroom right there?
Yep.
Do you look at it first thing in the morning when you get up and last thing at night, like right before you go to bed?
No.
All right. So what I've been doing is I have a book, and I go through my vision book.
Okay.
Maybe 5 minutes, right while I'm in bed. I just do my piece, and then I do first thing in the morning. So you set your intention, like what you're doing. I think is a great idea, but then focus it on your goals and on your vision board.
Yeah.
And go, this is what I want to be doing, and then go to sleep, because then it's the last thing in your brain, and you let your brain work on it. So so I think, look, we've talked around it. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to writing stories, ideas, inspirational moments, and figure out what those pieces are. And now we have the outline. We have an outline, and let's just start plugging it in. Okay, this is how I'm going to talk about it a little bit and give the story associated with it. And just put them together. There's nothing like doing it. Well, so yesterday I was at the gym, and I'll give you one of these things. And this guy starts talking to me because I was huffing and puffing, man. I pushed myself hard yesterday. My legs are sore.
That's good.
And I'm talking to these guys like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Look, man, I'm just pushing it." I'm just like, "Oh, good for you." There's so many people, and he starts getting in this tirade about how people are overweight, and and he's talking about, and they just don't choose to do it. I'm like, look, I speak upon this, and I do, and I'm writing a book, and then I just said I'm writing a book called "Choice is Your Superpower," and I started talking about it, and I think we've got to get back to our goals and executing on them. We've gotten this point off. We've talked around it. It's time to get back to doing it and setting our goal for. So for me, I want to finish the chapter 1. I want to work on the second piece, the kind of unpacking, like how to use this book. So that's been in my head a little bit.
Okay.
Work on that one, so I can kind of finish our introductory chapter 1. But I'd like to talk through it with you maybe here.
Okay.
So the idea here is, what I would say is like how to use this book. This book is meant to be a conversation. Matt and I talk all the time, and we talk about how to be more successful, how to be better leaders, how to achieve our goals. We do this almost every day.
Right.
We talk about it, and we try to inspire each other, encourage each other to be our best, and what's working for us, and that's what this book is about. This book is about what's working for us, what we've seen work in our lives, stories that have applied to us, that are relevant to us, that have resonate, and hopefully they'll resonate with you and inspire you to do the same. And we encourage you to treat this like a conversation, to write in the book. We're going to leave spaces for you to write in, what did you get out of this story? What resonated with you? Nothing resonated with me, and that's fine. We want you to, it's like you're having a conversation with us through this.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I thought about this too because, we also want to do this online program. And I was wondering if we should put focus on that and not the book, or I feel like, it's come up that we both, and Joanna too, we don't all have like a ton of free time. Should we focus on one versus the other just to get something done?
Well,
or should we just write when we can, and then on like Saturdays we come up with goals for the online program, and those will be priority. But if we have something, if we both start getting up early or whatever, we might be able to write a little bit and kind of keep it going as well.
Well, how do I put this? That it's too lukewarm. We're either doing it or we're not. We just have to make a decision on what our priority is and what we're working on. So I don't think saying, oh, well, we'll do this, and then we either decide that we're going to be working, we're going to be writing, or we're not. And
I don't know. I disagree with you.
I think they work together well.
I think they do too. And kind of like you said, I think the writing as we go is good because we're trying to capture the journey. You know what I mean? Versus waiting till the end, like there's some big success moment or whatever, and then go, oh, well, let's recap what we did to get here. I think it's going to have a different feel than as we write as we go, because our emotional states and stuff like that probably are different now than they would be after we have $10 million in the bank because something else, came to fruition for us, or how, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think, I think the online thing is good. The online thing is a thing we'll be able to generate a revenue, start coaching, start helping people, kind of getting it out there. But I don't think we should stop writing either, because that's a chapter right there. It's like, okay, we just released our online module. This is how we're trying to do it. You know what I mean? And so I think it's all part of it. So I kind of like the idea of having it mildly lukewarm versus having an end goal, because all we're really doing is documenting our lives right now, kind of, right? And so that was kind of my thought on it. I don't know if you think a different way, or like you're like, let's just write the book and come to that thing later.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
Okay.
I think the content that we're putting together for the book applies to look. So let's look at what Jack Canfield's done.
Okay.
Right? So if you look at, like, I listened to his audio series. I've seen his presentations, and they're basically the stories out of his books. So it's kind of like, look, this is the best story for me to tell in a book form. This is the best story for me that I can articulate when I'm trying to tie down this concept. So the stories and the pieces are what's going to be part of our content. Now we'll probably end up with more stories than
we need.
Well, than we need for the online piece, but how are you going to vet the ones that are going to come up? So if you're putting a story together to tie down the idea of focusing on what you want, the whole idea is to tell a story, to link it, to people connect to it. That's what you're writing about.
Okay.
When you write it out, it's much more precise in your language than if you're just talking off the cuff. So what I would say is they're gonna work together, and I like the idea of, well, look, for me, I want to get like the first 3 chapters done and get some feedback. I mean, one of the things that we have that we're very fortunate is that we have Jack Canfield group that potentially would be willing to look at it.
Yeah.
And give us feedback. And say, we love it. Well, Chris, here's the things that we thought were good, and here's the improvement opportunities and these kind of things. But you have no idea. But I want to just put it together and be like, look, let's see what happens. Because again, both of these things require a lot of effort.
Right.
they require a lot of effort, and a lot of pieces got to come together, and there's certain costs associated with them too. Right? And we can talk about the content, the outline, and start getting it together, but we're going to getting down to the nitty gritty of video editing, of video editor, of what exactly is the content. Those are going to be pieces that we put together. If you look at what Xander did, Xander's minimum viable product was, look, I'm just doing a presentation to the computer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the biggest part is just getting it going. So I would like to recommit to the book and recommit to the online product. And look, if we're running into time issues, what are we willing to not do, or what are we willing to change for those pieces? And so for me, I think, well, look, as much as I enjoy Colbert, maybe it's not an hour at night.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, you got a good point. I just pulled up the outline again, and yeah, let's do it that way then. So basically, on Saturday we'll start deciding who's going to start writing and doing what for the online program as we start developing that material. But then, so if you're doing, module 1, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, or blaming and complaining, write the story on that, I guess, right? Write a personal story about blaming and complaining, and then we kind of have it. So then you'll have the story written, and then as you're doing it, you'll realize how you want to put together the video portion of it, right? And it'll kind of, we'll obviously at some point we'll have to go back and edit and change a little bit, but at least then we'll have a lot of core content done.
Yeah. So, and it can go the other way too. It's say, look, I'm not feeling the writing, but I feel I can talk about it. And then you take the talk, and then you go, oh, okay. And you put it in the book. They work well together. It's just doing it. I mean, the challenge that people, I think we have, and most people have, it's the doing of it and getting it down and committing to it. Yeah. And that's really what it's going to come down to. We're all, working. We're all, we have families. We have commitments there. We have, things that we want to do with our spouses. Yeah. In our relationship. So it's just a question of carving out the time and saying, look, I'm willing to commit to 5 hours a week on both of these. Right. Or I'm willing to put a half hour writing and a half hour on my video content piece. And those two pieces can go together. Okay. That sounds good, man. Yeah, let's do that. Another thing I was going to do is Joanna and I talked about the one nice thing that Xander had on his presentations was just like his little logo and like a template for his slides, so they just had some uniformity. And we were thinking like we should do that as well so that we can put up some words or slides. And then no matter who's doing the video, there's at least that uniformity of the look of everything, regardless if it's me, you, or Joanna speaking. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering about getting back on one of those sites and trying another freelancer or something, maybe paying more than $7 this time, and seeing if we can't get a logo, because I think a logo would be nice. And then just choice is your superpower, something nice and simple. And I bring it up because I know you've mentioned you might have a couple people in your back pocket, but I didn't know if that was a viable option or not. Well, I have to loop back with him. I mean, I was speaking with him. He had something. It wasn't really, but the thing is that here's the thing. We can always change the logo later. Like I think of the Superman logo, where it started and where it is now. Just all right. Look, this is it. If we're not loving it, we'll go back and revisit it. I mean, I'm really, these kind of things you can spend hours, days, weeks on. Let's just get something that, again, it's a minimum viable product and say, this is what we want. Okay, then who's going to do it? I mean, I'm not doing it. I mean, physically, I'm not going to do it. If you want me to get online and pay someone to start coming up with ideas, I'm fine with that. If you want to take the reins and talk to a couple of people, you can, but then let's just do it. Okay. You want to? I mean, are your people good? Or, because like I said, online, all I have to do is hit a button and,
and we'll
Look,
start choosing.
if you want to do one, so the question is the logo, are we looking for like a logo like Superman logo, or are you looking for an image?
Kind of a logo like Superman, but I like that idea of that generic superhero, that little circle one that we found online. You know, a little bit of a human form, but not specific to like a man, a woman, or the face. You know what I'm talking about? The one with the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember something like that, or more like a Nike swoosh. Something simple. Something that can. I like simple, and yeah, I like simple with maybe one color, like the little circle for the head, maybe like a red cape with a C on it, or that's what I'm
There's
thinking.
two
But
different things. So then you're talking about one is a logo and the other one is an image, a standard
okay,
image.
okay,
So I think you look for like a logo, like it's like a swoosh. And then the image we can figure out. But
hmm,
just have something that says, choice is your superpower. Here's our logo for it.
okay.
Right?
So you're thinking something like a shield with a C for a
Yeah,
logo.
something along those lines where it's here, this is what our logo is. We put in, choice is your superpower, and it's a it's just and like I said, we could spend hours on this freaking thing. It's like, let's just look. That's workable.
Okay. You want to go with the hockey mask one? I
That one to me wasn't really workable.
that one didn't take hours either. I don't think.
No, no. But it's look, it's look. Let me follow up on it. All right, I'll follow up on the logo.
Okay.
Talk to him about it.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to say, look, we're just going to go with it.
Okay.
Let's go with it. Let's put it on the slide, and you can always swap it out later and go, look, it's not, it's bugging me, or I want something different, or whatever it is. But let's just do something. We set up so you want to.
Do you know how to do? Do you know how to do the words like choice is your superpower? Like, would that would be a logo-ish too, right? Because I mean, that's not something you can just do with Word and whether it's a or handwriting, or if it's a designed choice is your superpower, or do you care about that at all?
Oh, I've got the font queen. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, and it's funny. I was thinking as a book cover. Like, do you
Yeah,
have any like Halloween stuff where you're dressed up like a superhero?
I got it.
So I do.
Okay.
I think we should use. I think we should use Joanna on the book
Oh,
cover.
oh yeah.
Like, choice is your superpower, and then I have one where I'm dressed up as Superman for Halloween
Well, Joanna's not even part of the book yet.
Yep. Would she be okay with like being one of the people on the cover?
Could be.
Yeah. Go get her photographer friend to do one for all three of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll fly out and get dressed up.
You got some weird fantasies, man.
It is true.
You see what I did there?
You know me so well.
Okay, that's cool. Why don't you do that? Like you said, I'm fine with that idea.
Right, but you're looking for what you want is a PowerPoint template, right?
Yeah, so basically if we get the logo or whatever, one of us will just put it on the page, top right corner, left corner, somewhere on the page. We save it, we email it out, and then that way whoever's making a video can have a background image of the same thing. Because I do think we will need some sort of PowerPoint as we talk, to put up some specific things for when people are watching. I think it'll help them follow and take notes and know what's important.
Yep.
So, and that also will allow us to do a lot of work on our own and not have to worry about, okay, Chris and I have to do a video on this today, and we're gonna, I think it's going to be a lot easier if you do this, I'll do that, Joanna does that, and then we can do collaborations as we go. But we can get the bulk of the meat done. You know, like you said, get the first thing out, and then if we wanted to go back and redo video one after it's already out there making, you know, having clients, and we do it on the background, I think that's the better way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that works. That works. What else? So we got to just start writing again, recommit to writing. You'll look at the logo. You'll keep getting cold showers. I'm going to keep doing yoga.
Have you changed your eating habits?
Yeah, it's going well. Like I said, I did the, I had an itch.
It's going well. I feel good.
Apparently I need to eat. Oh shit, that's funny. No, yeah, it's going good, man. Basically cut out carbs, eating just a lot of meat and vegetables. And I did the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss, and he calls it the slow carb diet. So it's the same thing, like all week, you have one day a week where you can kind of have some cheat meals or eat a little bit looser. Because he says, like, the spike in calories one day is actually good for you, even though you might gain a pound or two, kind of like you. And he goes, but 2 days later, you'll lose it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Everything's going well. So Sunday, you know, we had a couple drinks over at a friend's house, and I didn't even eat that bad, but yeah, it's going really well.
Good.
Yeah. It's weird. You make a commitment and it changes a little bit.
And I got to, what was our date? September what?
9th.
September 9th?
I think it was the 9th, wasn't it? Let's see. I had a note. The paper's piling up. Let me see the calendar. Because what's today? July. No, it's got to be the 12th.
Okay.
No, that can't be true either. This is week 2. So it was the 9th. Oh yeah, we probably talked that Saturday. So yeah, that's fine. The 9th is fine. September 9th is 2 months.
So how much, have you lost a bunch of weight or no?
No, not a bunch. I started at 202 and I'm at 196. So.
Wait, you started at 202 and you're down to 196 and you feel like you haven't lost much weight.
You said a bunch. I don't feel like that's a bunch.
So 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And you don't feel that that's significant?
I still feel a little fat.
Well, you know, I know I'm going to body shame you next time. Man, it's great.
No, that is good. I know, it's going well. It's going well. Yeah. So my goal was what, 185. I got to get down to. I'm going to get down to. So only 11 more pounds for what?
Yeah.
6 more weeks.
Well, it's really the carb limitation, right? If you limit the carbs and you get into ketosis and you continue your workouts, you know, because you're basically, you know, you need energy to burn. And your body's like, we got no glucose. It has to convert your fat to glucose.
Okay.
That's all that's happening.
Okay.
And drink a lot of flipping water.
Yeah, I'm drinking a lot of water anyway. Nandy and I are we're doing some sort of like cleanse too. Nothing like crazy. It's just you take 1 or 2 pills a day, but it's supposed to help kind of flush your colon and all that good stuff. Day one was interesting, but
yeah. Look, I've done those too. I'm like, hello.
Yeah. Well, we figured it'd be a good little bump, you know. I've always heard that's a good thing to do once in a while. So yeah, no, it's good, man. And like I said, I'm lucky too. She's on board because she's got to be done by the end of July. No, the 5th of August, I think, is her last day. Otherwise, we got to write $300 of Trump and all that. And so she's all doing 2-a-days sometimes, man. It's awesome. It's awesome what a goal will do.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
awesome what a goal will do, and it keeps making me think, where else do we need to have goals in our life that would be effective? The accountability part's really good. So, but we'll do that. We'll figure that out Saturday with Joanna. So are we going to invite her to the book party then? See if she wants to be a part of that?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking yes, because of how intertwined everything is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a feeling of like, oh, I don't want her involved, or I just wanted it to be me and you. It wasn't the original plan, but I'm kind of like, she might be able to bring something else to it as well. Maybe there's kind of that feminine view that helps round out the book.
Are you saying that I'm not bringing enough of a feminine element to that? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, Mr.
You could dress a little sluttier.
Yeah.
And we should be careful recording and just posting all this stuff online.
We should what?
I said we should kind of be careful when you record it and post it online, because hasn't Joanna gone through and seen some of these, like looking for the other ones?
I don't know.
And then we're like, but yeah, I think we should bring her aboard, or at least ask her. If she doesn't want to, fine. I mean, I don't think it'll be a huge deal. But so, like you said, since we're doing it together anyway, and she's going to be developing some of the material for the online thing, that, that's just more of the book that's done too then.
Okay. I don't have an objection to it.
Cool.
Because, I mean, look, it's going to become a series, so we'll probably need, get more stories.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. All right, quick quiz. Who are you helping with this book?
Who am I helping with this book?
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping people who feel like they're stuck or they're not living to their full potential.
I like that. Okay.
Yep.
Just checking in. I was talking to that guy yesterday, and he asked me a question, and I said something about I'm trying to sell to myself 3 years ago when I was just in the middle of like, what am I going to do with my life and all that, and the word settle came up a lot. Like I kept saying, settle, life's not that bad. I'm not at rock bottom, but it's like, I don't want to settle for this. You know what I mean?
I mean, think of that phraseology. Good Lord, man. I should be okay. I'm not at rock bottom.
Yeah, no.
I am not at rock bottom.
That's right. No, I think that's big, Chris, because I think that's that whole thing of like why people don't do anything is because life's not that bad. They haven't hit, bankruptcy, divorce, the debt collectors. And because you always hear those stories, of the person that hit rock bottom and then they made a choice to change their life around. And I think that's almost easier because it's like, you've got nothing. You got to do something, right? So up's the only way to go. For people like me, I don't know if you relate as well, but I wasn't at rock bottom. I had a job. I'm paying the bills. It's not like I'm not sinking, but I'm not thriving, and I'm not swimming fast. And I feel like that is the people I want to talk to, are the people that are like, everything's okay, right? If we don't do anything, we're going to survive. We're going to make it. But you're not fulfilled inside. You're not quite, like you said, living up to your potential or living your best life. So it's almost like, hey, you don't have to hit rock bottom. You don't have to have a life catastrophe to make that superpower choice to say, I want more, I want better, I want to find my voice, I want to share my gifts. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I know you like to mock my words sometimes, but I think that was good. I like, you got on me a little bit right there for saying rock bottom.
No, I thought it was great.
Oh.
Well, apparently we had a misinterpretation. But I mean, just think about the vocabulary that you're using. Hey, I'm not at rock bottom. It was more of like, it's relatable. People think that way. That's what I was thinking more. You should write on it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were about to give me shit, man. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, if you think about the phraseology that people use, it's like, no, I shouldn't be complaining. I got money in the bank. I'm not at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so for me, it was Thoreau. I was haunted by Thoreau. Most men live lives of quiet desperation. And I kept thinking about that. And I'm like, geez, that's what motivated me to quit my job. I was just like, I'm here, I got a degree in engineering, um, I've got loving parents, I've got money in the bank, and I just don't feel like I'm doing what I should be doing.
I'm writing that down. Most men live lives of quiet desperation. Is that right?
Yeah, and that was Thoreau. And I've been literally haunted by it. And then one of the things that for me that was the motivating factor was, it's like I felt like, quite simply, I wasn't living up to what I felt in my heart I could be. Right? I mean, it was just like I was going through the motions.
Yeah. See, that's why we're connected. That's the exact same thing. Maybe we both should write about it and get really passionate about it. Like, how can we talk to, people in that state where they can hear it? Because it's funny too, because I said to that doctor yesterday, I said, what's funny is sometimes I'm all excited about the changes and the Canfield stuff and, talking to my mastermind people. And I said, but sometimes you'll ask somebody like, hey, what would you do if you could do anything? And I feel like it makes them put up a wall. And he says, yeah, he goes, sometimes people will see that as confrontation. Even though you're coming from a place of, happy and joy and all that, to them, it's like, whoa, 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 you're way outside of my comfort. Don't ask me that. I don't want to think about my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think that's our voice as the common man. How do you talk to Matt Hale or Chris, 4 years ago, like, hey, wake up. There's more there. There's more there. What do you want to do? So I think that that's our voice that I want to develop, because I think that's the part I keep talking about, and I'm having that, I'm developing the articulation for it.
Mm-hmm.
As I grow, because I even told that guy, I said, I think I've been a little impatient because sometimes Jack's like, just set a goal and, you'll hit it. And it's like, well, why not set a goal for 3 months? My life will be different.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're a little disappointed when the goals don't happen, but it's like, I've realized that I'm growing and changing so much. I think I was way on one side of the spectrum and I'm having to come way over here. So it's like I really think though, that's the message, right? How do we talk to Matt Hale 3 years ago that would have made me say, oh yeah, okay, I'll start trying to do what you were doing, the affirmations, or what's like the easiest lead in for somebody at that level?
I don't think you need to overthink it. I don't think you need to do it. You just need to talk like you were talking right now. And the only thing is to say, how do I talk to it? Just talk.
Okay.
I was sitting there, I was thinking, you should go back and look at this and look at just the way you were expressing. And how do I get, and look, that's what it is. That's who you are. You're excited about it. More important than how you're articulating what you're articulating is the fact that you're emotionally connected to that. And I would encourage you to that's what it is. Just talk to people like, look, here I was. I'm at this end of the spectrum. Like,
yeah.
What am I doing? I'm just feeling like I'm gonna get kids, I get the wife, I get the thing, I get, I've got what many people should feel like I should be happy. Hey, you should be happy.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm sitting there going like, there's something missing for me. I'm not feeling fulfilled. And I started thinking about that. And that's what inspired me to do this, and this. That's why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you, to the people who have the exact same thing. You got a wife, you got a job, you got this thing. You're doing okay. But it's just okay. And you're like, I don't want okay.
Right.
And it's okay for me not to want just okay.
That's gonna make my head explode, man.
No, but it's like I want more, but I feel like I should be thankful and grateful for what I have. And the thing is they're not exclusive.
I like that.
They're not exclusive. You can be thankful and grateful for what you have and still want a life of passion, a purpose. Get excited. Get up in the morning and be like, "Look, man, I'm excited. Look, got this job. I'm going to work. I'm getting stuff done. But I've got my vision on this.
Yeah.
It's okay to do both. Look, I'm very serious. I think I'm recording this. You should go back to this. Where are we in the conversation? I don't know.
It was about 7:48, 7:45-ish. Yep. I will.
You should go back and look at it because look, take out how do I talk to that person and just talk to that person. So maybe we could do that next week and just go like, how do you talk to that person? Because that is your intro.
Yeah, that might be helpful for me. It seems like every time I bring it up and we talk it through, it makes it click. Like I get out of my own head a little bit. So that probably would be helpful for me.
Look, Shakespeare. And,
you think I'm like Shakespeare?
Well, yeah, in your own way. Look, the eloquence is less important as the passion. And the more you talk about it, the more eloquent you'll be. So, I mean, I wouldn't get tied up on it. Like, how do I? Fuck that. Just go talk to him. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. This is you. How would you talk to yourself? Look, I get it.
Yeah. And like, what is the solution we provide that I would have heard? Is it more just like you just need to realize you can have what you want? You know what I mean? Is that a fair enough solution?
Is that you are making choices. Sometimes your choices is to not make any choices.
Yeah.
Sometimes the choice you're making is to not listen to that voice in your head that you want more because, hey, I should be thankful and grateful for what I have. So I'm choosing not to listen to that part of me that says, hey, there's something, I think I'm meant for something more. And that's a choice.
Okay.
You may just be defaulting to it and just saying, look, I should be okay. I got money in the bank, go to retirement, play some shuffleboard, and then wait a second, that's not what I want.
Yeah. Okay. See, I don't want to go to work now. I need to write about this. Maybe
Right. Well, I mean, if you want to get off and start writing get off the phone. I get off.
Hey, totally different video.
Totally different video.
I can't wait to hear
you. Small extra fee.
Yeah. Make sure you record the conversation where you tell your wife we've changed it to a sex. It's sexual healing. Ooh.
Sexual healing. Look, it's.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good.
Who would say, well, why are you, and we've got that kind of, I don't know if it's perception, the word that came up for me was guilt. I don't know if I feel necessarily guilty about, like, I'm not appreciating what I have. Look, you can absolutely appreciate what you have and still have a burning desire to do more.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. That was good.
It really comes down to, what do you want? And be okay with wanting it.
Yeah.
Look, I am happy, thankful, and grateful for what I have right now, but I want this. And you put your attention on that. You don't forget to be thankful and grateful for what you have now. And then you start focusing on what it is that you want. And quite simply, what we're telling you is that's a choice, and you need to take action on it. And what we're going to help you do is define those things. We're going to help to encourage you to move out of, well, I'm okay, and the complacency, this kind of thing, into the point of where you're taking action on your dreams, your vision, your passion. That's what we're going to do.
You said that, and that actually hit home, was be okay wanting what you want. For some reason, that strikes a chord with me. I'll have to think on that.
Yeah, I mean,
because the way I was raised is like, that's not us. We don't have millions of dollars. We don't travel the world. We don't, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's kind of like, it's okay.
Your dad is working hard so you can go to school. You should,
Yeah.
Go get a job. Like, my dad's vision for what he wanted and mine are very different. And I grew up with my dad going, most important thing for him was having a family, right? And he got married and wanted to have a family. My parents had trouble having a family, so they went to adoption. The first time they went to adopt, the person ripped them off to tens of thousands of dollars in the 1960s.
Wow.
Right? But okay, then he ended up adopting my brother and sister. Right? And we were excited about that. Then of course they got me. And then of course they made my brother at home with some sticks and wood they had laying around. What they had laying around the house, I don't like to think about what parts they were using, but because I'm a visualizer, people. But for him, me wanting anything more than a family was he didn't understand. And at one point I had to stop and say, Dad, this is what I want to do. When I quit to become a stand-up comic, it's like, yeah, but what do you do if it doesn't happen? His is always, what's going to go wrong?
Yeah.
But if you get a good job as an engineer, you got a job. You got a job.
Yeah, that sounds like my dad. Yep.
And then you can support your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Well, here's one of these things, and I don't know if I've spoke to you about it before, but I spoke to my wife about it, and it went like this. What do you think is it better? For you to sacrifice everything that you want, desire for your kids to achieve their dreams? Or is it better for you to actively pursue it and get your dreams? To show them that it's important to pursue your own dreams.
Yeah.
What are you teaching the generations? You're saying you have to set your kids up and they work hard, and then their kids will work hard. That's the example you're setting for people. So wait a second. Now, if you go back and unplug that, who's going to decide at some point you have enough? So
Yeah.
you're always sacrificing for your kids. You're teaching your kids to sacrifice what they want for the betterment of their family. Or is it better to say, look, I'm going to do what needs to be done to take care of you, but I also have my own dreams, desires that I'm going to actively pursue. What would you want your kids to grow up doing?
Yeah.
Continually sacrificing for the betterment of their family, and that is a noble purpose, and I'm not discounting it.
Sure.
But isn't it better for them to say, what do you want? I want you to be happy. I'm going to sacrifice for you to be happy to a certain extent, but I'm also going to pursue my dreams. Is that a better example? I don't know. You decide. Me personally, I think it's a better example to go, look, I'm going to do what it takes to take care of you, but I'm also going to look for what things that excite me, make me passionate, and pursue those.
Yeah.
And I want you to do that too.
Yep. Okay, that's good perspective, man. I like it. That's good, Chris. That's good, Chris. I wish we could keep going, but I have a job to go to.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people are showing up at work here.
Yeah.
But look, I'm excited about this. What I'm gonna do is, look, let's set some goals.
Yeah.
For what we want to do, book-wise, online-wise, and start holding ourselves accountable to getting the things done. And look, I'm not the setting the goal and the timeline to it, with a deadline. It's important to make sure, like, wait, when am I doing everything I can do to get that to happen? And if you miss the deadline, you miss the deadline.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you're tying in your brain, like, look, I want to get this done by this date, and I'm committed to that.
Yeah.
Run into some roadblocks or whatever, that's fine. But let's just put it down. Like, okay, missed our first one. What can we do to make up for it?
Yep. Hey, I know we got to go. I had a thought I told Joanna the other day, and I'm not, it's not concrete, obviously, but I was wondering if, like, somehow, because this whole thing with Mandy having to pay Trump is, like, really motivated her. And I was like, what if, like, our program is, say, $5,000, but we charge $5,500 for it? And, like, somehow at the end, we're like, if you do this, you get $500 back in cash, something like that. If you participate in all these, somehow we can know that. And then Joanna brought up maybe instead of giving cash back because it's hard to do transactions, maybe there's like free tickets to our event, something like that. So I was just wanted to throw that out there as like, how can we up the accountability to ensure people will go through with it? Because like we're learning right now that we need to set goals and we need to hold ourselves accountable. That money one is working. It works. So I was just wondering, like, is there somehow we could tie that into the program to make sure people get the most out of it? So just throw that in the back of your mind and see if anything comes up for you.
Okay, that sounds good. I mean, I think it's like, look, just don't do this, but we're going to charge you $5,500. We normally it's $5,000, but we're going to charge you $5,500. $500 when you complete the course goes to pay for your ticket, and if not, you just don't get the ticket.
That's right. Is it a donation to us, or you want it?
Yeah.
So
say, look, we're going to donate it to. If you don't make it, then we're going to donate to our charity, or no. So I don't know if that's painful enough for people.
Right. Exactly.
I like the idea, but I don't. I struggle with having to give money to the other. Like, I understand conceptually, but it bugs me. Like the thing. Right. But I get it. I mean, maybe that's part of it. Like, look, and if you don't do that, then you put down for something that you don't like. We're going to donate it to a Trump re-election campaign.
Yeah.
It's going to be painful for us. So we're going to be motivated to get your ass in gear. It's going to be painful for you, or it's going to be, it's going to go to the Hillary, or whatever. It's going to go the global thing. If you don't hit it, it's either going to go to buy your ticket or it's going towards this.
Yes.
You decide what you wanted to do.
Exactly. So so think on that, because like we talked about before, the key is you got to do the exercises. You can't just read the book and then you're a better person for it. You know what I mean? So because I think that's what we're trying to do, right? Is make people do.
Yeah. Look, actually, the whole thing is the action. It really is, like, intellectually, I know a lot of this stuff, but doing it is different, and it gets your action muscle, right? Your action muscle moving. Like, wait, I'm not all right. Yeah, I get that. I watched the podcast. That was good. Intellectually, I get it. Very clever. Right? But watching the thing on the Iceman and jumping into my cold pool in the morning, two very, very different concepts.
That's right.
And that's the part, one of the reasons why I'm doing it. It's like, what the hell? It's a doing thing. I have no idea what the benefits are, but it can't hurt me. I'm going to try.
Sure.
But it's the doing part of it, and you're exercising the doing part of your personality.
That's right.
Action-oriented piece of it.
That's right.
And the more you get into that mode, just saying, look, I'm going to try stuff. I'm going to try doing this. I'm going to try doing that. Look, that's working for me. I'm going to do more of that.
Yeah.
My friend who played in the NFL says, you replicate success and you learn from failure. That's it. This is working for me. Right? This works for me. When I eat this way, that works for me.
Right.
When I eat this way, it does not work for me.
Right. And like I said, that's our perfect lead-in, is what we've changed with our bodies and eating and health. And like you said, that's an outward, easy.
Yeah, that's why, look, I got the goosebumps. That's why I wanted to put that challenge to you.
Yes.
It's like, look,
it's all coming together.
Don't come back. Wait. You missed it.
We do. Okay. Now you're just a hurtful dick. First time was funny. That was personal, man. All right, man. I gotta let you go. I gotta drive.
All right.
Okay, good talk, man. We'll
all right, I'll post this one. You got to go back and look at it. Take all that. How do we talk to people, and just talk to yourself.
Sure.
And
that makes sense.
If you want to do it like this again, and set up some time to do that, and say, look, Chris, I want to just do it.
Okay.
And let's go through that piece to it. I think that, because I mean, it's right now it's warm and juicy.
Yeah. Maybe I just need to talk more versus trying to write or whatever. Maybe that's my outlet. So.
And then transcribe it or use the dragon speaking or whatever it is. But your passion came. I mean, literally, I was sitting there. I'm like, I wish you'd stop talking about how I should talk to people. And just, that's what I was thinking in my head, but I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
Sure.
I didn't want to do it, but you got to go back and look at that. Look at how you like. I mean, I got the goosebumps. You were excited. That is what matters. It's your passion. The vocabulary will come.
Okay.
Your passion is what's going to get people. Look at wake up.
Yeah.
Quit your bitching. You're right. You do have a lot of stuff, but how do you move to what you want? Be okay with that. Ah. Oh.
I love it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, look, I'm very serious about it. If you want to set up some time tomorrow morning, and let's just go through it since it's kind of hot on the griddle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So look at your day. I'm gonna let you go because we're going long, and
I'm gonna be home all day tomorrow. We don't have a babysitter, so I'll be home. So let's just do it.
Okay.
Whatever works. What time would work for you? You want to text me or?
The early mornings are the better. Otherwise, the day goes crazy.
Okay. You want to do 6 your time again?
Yeah.
Or even earlier?
No, 6 my times work because then gives me a chance to warm up in the get my shit done in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
6 a.m.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. See you then.
All right. Bye.